Well, Nupur Sharma of the BJP is with us here in the studio. Nupur, a slew of measures that have been announced already by the AAP Party, even before proving its majority on the floor of the House. How does the BJP plan to counter all of this? A statement was issued by Arun Jaitley yesterday, where he made light of the subsidy bonanza that has been announced by the AAP Party.
Right. So you have to understand, one of the statements that he made, and I'm going to quote him on this, is that for short-term gains today, you can't create a big debt for tomorrow. It is very imperative. Obviously, we are doing our work. I'm sitting here with you and making this statement. Mr. Jaitley ji, he's come out with a press release. The BJP every day has been trying to tell people that what you're doing is taking out the taxpayers' money from the left-hand side pocket, putting in the right-hand side pocket, and without letting the taxpayer know you're actually siphoning off that money. So today, when it comes to power distribution, the same discoms that you were calling chor hai and corrupt hai till yesterday, today you're actually using the taxpayers, the Aam Aadmi's money to pay the same corrupt discoms. So what good have you done for the people? Tariff is different, subsidization is different. The subsidy actually looks like a very desperate attempt to just sell to the people that we are actually here to work, so support us. But I'm sorry, to make them happy for 3 months today, you're going to tax them that much more after 3 months. So is that fair? Is that fair on the taxpayer? The taxpayer voted for you knowing that the rates would be cut, not that today you'll make it comfortable for a select percentage of the people, and tomorrow you're just going to make their lives a living hell and make it more expensive.
But the thing with Aam Aadmi Party is it's clubbing the Congress and the BJP in the same bracket. Like today we just heard Manish Sisodia, who said we don't know what's going on in the minds of Congress and BJP leaders. While the Congress is giving outside support to the Aam Aadmi Party to prop up this government, the BJP on the other side seems to be working on a game plan here, trying to distinguish itself from the Congress and working out its space as a main opposition party, which is why you're contesting the Speaker's post-election.
To be very honest, we don't need a game plan to tell people that we're different from the Congress. We are different from the Congress. That's why you've never seen Congress and the BJP coming together. Having said that, when it comes to the Speaker's position, I think it was absolutely apparent for the way the Aam Aadmi Party has been behaving. The kind of language that they use for our MLAs, the kind of language that they use for the party itself is just unfair. So you can't expect the BJP, the same party the first day you said we are not going to support or take support from. So we have told you we are going to be in constructive opposition and we are just going to follow that route.
All right.
At the same time.
All right. Let me also go across to Aam Aadmi Party leader Atishi Marlena. She was part of the team that prepared the Aam Aadmi Party manifesto, and the charge here against you by the BJP, Atishi, is that you're tricking the voters, the people who voted you, into power by fooling them. You're taking money from one hand while putting it into the other pocket. How do you defend those allegations that have been leveled against you? Many even suggesting that there's no fiscal prudence that has been shown by the Aam Aadmi Party government, which is yet to prove majority.
I think first of all I'd like to ask my friends in the BJP, and I'd like them to answer that question on your show, that are they trying to ask me that they're against giving subsidies to disadvantaged groups in our society? If my friends in the BJP say yes, then I would really like to question many of the policies they are introducing in states they are in power. Second, I would also like to make the point that yes, we are giving a subsidy on water because water is a basic human right. And we are providing 700 litres of free water because that is the amount of water a family needs for a decent and dignified life. 3, about electricity, we have made that amply clear that this is only a short-term subsidy. This short-term subsidy is there till the CAG audit gets done, till the meters and the billing processes get rectified.
All right. Atishi, I also wanted to know once from you, as you face this trust vote today, are you confident there won't be any...
I would like to know, sorry, I have a question. I would like my colleague from the BJP to say, is she willing to say on national television that BJP is against giving subsidies?
All right, she's put you in the spot there.
To be fairly honest to you, let me just counter what she said. She has a question for me. I'd like to actually answer what she just said. She said we are giving subsidies to the weaker section of the society. I'm sorry. As far as the water subsidy is concerned, we all know that the weakest sections of the society do not even have connection to water. They have tankers coming there. So you're not giving a subsidy on tankers. Your subsidy would only work where there is a metered connection. Most of the poorest people living in Delhi, the weakest section of the society in Delhi, do not have a water connection, do not have a pipeline, do not have a metered connection. Somewhere you don't even have water reaching to the places. So yes, that's my answer to the question. And secondly, to subsidies. Yes, subsidies are good for the weakest section of the people, but ultimately the end result of your subsidies are that the already comfortable people are getting your subsidies, not the weakest section of the people. This is not the solution to the problems that you actually said you would be solving in your manifesto. So that's my question to you.
All right, before I go to her, let me quickly once again take our viewers to the Congress office. I think Arvinder Singh Lavri of the Congress has just reacted. Let's listen in.
देखिए, कांग्रेस तो अपने जो 13 दिसंबर का हमारा स्टैंड था, जो हमने खत लिखा था, उस पर कायम है। हमारी तरफ से कोई दिक्कत नहीं है। अब देखिए, जहाँ तक कांग्रेस के एमएलएस की बात है, तो हम तो आम आदमी पार्टी को अपना समर्थन दे रहे हैं। जो हाईकमान ने हमारे खत लिखा था 13 दिसंबर को, हम उस पर स्टिक करते हैं।
All right, Atishi Marlena of the Aam Aadmi Party is still with us. Are you confident that the Congress will support the Aam Aadmi Party today, or are you expecting any last-minute surprises? Because on the face of it, all Congress leaders have so far mentioned that they are going to support the Aam Aadmi Party from outside.
Well, the only information that I have is what I hear from national television. So Congress does seem to be saying at this moment they will support our government. But I think the honest answer is that it doesn't really matter to us. If they support us, then yes, we will go ahead with our 18-point agenda. If they don't support us, we will go back to the public for re-election and we will come back into power and then carry on our agenda. So either way, I would say that it doesn't actually matter to us.
So winning this vote of confidence doesn't necessarily mean stability as far as Delhi government is concerned, Atishi, does it?
Well, I think that is the question you should be asking the Congress party, because we have made our agenda very clear. We are in power to fulfill our 18-point agenda for the people of Delhi. And the question of stability or instability will have to be answered by the Congress party, not by us.
All right.
And that's their internal decision, whether they choose to support us, whether they continue their support.
A slew of measures have been announced by you, as you just talked about, water, electricity, and of course night shelters. That announcement was made just last evening by your party. Any immediate plan of action as after you prove majority in the House? We know there is an 18-point agenda and much has been said about that already. But what is going to be the immediate priority?
All the issues, as I said, are going to be a priority. First of all, on many other issues, we have already started work. You might have heard that already auto licenses have been sanctioned. We are going to move ahead with the tabling the Jan Lokpal bill very soon. As also on electricity, we have ordered the CAG audit and we will begin work on the meters, etc. And yes, I would also like to point out to our friend in the BJP, work will begin promptly on all other issues on water that she talked about. And I'm very glad the BJP has started talking about water for poor people in Delhi, because they haven't done it while they have been in opposition for 15 years.
We have. Atishi, we've not been reading enough. I'm sorry, but we have. In 15 years we were in opposition. We have been raising the same issues that you say are issues raised by you for the first time. Please go and read the archives of all the newspapers. Please do not say that we've not raised these issues. We've been raising them for 15 years.
And again, now that they're in power, I think they'll address the issues. You've raised the issues. They're addressing their issues in their own way, which too has been criticized, Atishi. So far, we have heard about cuts, free water, subsidy. Are we going to hear from the Aam Aadmi Party about what really is its economic agenda? How really is it planning to generate revenue now that so much money is being spent on some of these freebies?
First of all, I would like to point out that you have to understand that when we are talking about a budget, we are actually talking about priorities within a budget. Delhi has a budget about 35,000 crores. And so even within that budget, there is a lot of flexibility that the government has. Sheila Dikshit promised double-decker flyovers in her manifesto. We are going to actually use that money for providing water. Secondly, within water as well, we are providing a cross-subsidy from people who are using higher amounts of water. Third, within electricity, actually, even as a part of the 200 crore subsidy, 140 crores actually we are recovering from what has been the bad debt of these discoms.
All right.
The debt which would probably have been written off is actually now being used in favor of the people.